Okay, here's the deal. I'm with Lynda in her kitchen and she is about to make the most, she tells me, incredible brownies I'll ever taste. And she says the reason is because there is a secret ingredient and you're not going to believe what it is. But I will let Lynda explain what goes into these brownies. So take it away, Lynda.
All right. Well, we start off with 1 1/4 cup of toasted pecans, and I just do them in a little pan on the stove and just watch them just at like medium heat, let's say, until you smell the fragrance and they're done. And then we have a 1/2 cup of coconut sugar. We have 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 eggs, a teaspoon of vanilla, a pinch of salt, and 5 1/2 ounces of semi-sweet baker's chocolate, 1/2 cup of butter. Now, are you ready for the secret ingredient? Top secret. It is a cup of beans blended. Black beans. Black beans.
Gross.
But I promise you're not going to taste them. But they will make it moist. You'll get lots of fiber and protein, and you won't feel as guilty when you're eating these brownies.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. How many does that make?
This makes this much. It's an 8" by 8" baking pan
That you've buttered or
that I
greased?
have. Yep, I've greased with butter. Everything I've shown is for one batch. We're actually going to do a taste test comparison as well. Right now, these ingredients, the flour is regular all-purpose flour, but I'm also going to be making a gluten-free version, and the amount of flour will be the exact same. We'll see if Neil can taste a difference.
My discerning palate.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll be brownies with beans. I think, I don't know if I'll know how to tell the difference. Okay, what's next?
Well, I guess we can start by melting the butter and chocolate in a pan. So I melted the 5 1/2 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate with a 1/2 cup of butter, and I did it on very low so that it wouldn't burn. I'm gonna let this cool off, and then I'm going to put it in a food processor with the black beans and blend it. And then we will add some more ingredients. All right, now that the chocolate and the butter has cooled off, we're going to add it to the food processor. You don't want to add this when it's too hot because this is plastic and obviously the heat could melt it and you don't want the plastic particles to end up in your food. Scream it out in there. Do not waste any of the chocolate. You also want to, in a smaller bowl, whisk together the flour and the salt and just set it aside. And now we're going to add the vanilla, the eggs. We'll add the coconut sugar. That was a 1/2 cup of coconut sugar. And we'll add the eggs and also the vanilla. This was a teaspoon of vanilla and the 2 eggs. I'll just crack those. Let me just get my compost bin. I have no tips on how to crack an egg. Just don't get the shell in. That's my only tip. Woohoo! Let's see. Ooh, I got the shell in. All right, well, have a spoon handy in case that happens. Okay, I got it. Crisis averted. Egg number 2, and now we are gonna blend this sucker. Seal this up, lock and load, and start. And start. Oh, I gotta turn it on. Okay, what's happening here? Why did it move? Nothing's moving. Did I put the blade in? The blade's there. And now we'll break our commercial. I don't know why this isn't working, Neil. Help! What? Like, look how, I think I put the wrong blade in. Because it's like hovering. We might have to do this the old-fashioned way. Okay, let's see. Just a moment. I'll be right back. Before you use your food processor, make sure you have the right blade in. Now, I have no idea what this blade is, but we're going to give it a shot. Is that how it goes in? Ah, you need this piece. So you put that in first. I know you've lost trust in me right now, and hopefully this is attached and it doesn't go flying across and sever a limb. Fingers crossed. Just bless it, bless it. Okay, here we go. Yeah! It's says you should scrape it down a couple of times. Oh, it smells so good. You thinking of Charlie in the Chocolate Factory? That was like my favorite scene with the chocolate river.
See, and I thought it looked like dirty water.
Oh,
It
Neil.
looked like chocolate.
Imagine, Nate. Well, I guess you do have a good imagination, but it's running in the wrong direction. Okay.
Like that river.
Yeah. All right, let's do this again. Now, I believe we add the beans. Again, this is a cup of black beans, and you have to drain them and rinse them. And then I lay them out on I just get like a tea towel, and then I put some paper towels on top. I spread them out evenly so that they can air dry until I'm ready for the recipe. But if they're not dry yet, just grab a paper towel and like do circular motions over them, and then they'll be fine. So then I took a cup of them and I blended them so that they look like this nasty pile of sludge. And we add the sludge to this butter mixture. Ooh. Doesn't look appealing, but I promise you're gonna love this, Neil. Where's the lid? Oh, there is no lid. The lid's on. I forgot. You just have to cover it. There we go.
That's the lid.
All right, no cooking show for me. Let's take a peek, scrape it down a bit, and make sure that we get those pieces, because you know nobody wants to eat, like to bite in and see a hunk of gray bean in your brownies. Oh, it smells good. And it still smells good like chocolate. I promise you. All right, let's give it another shot, and then we'll move on to the next step. Ooh, exciting. Hang on to your hats, folks. We're starting the processor. Okay, next step is we're going to take this chocolate mixture and we're going to slowly fold it into the flour and salt that we had set aside from earlier. Neil, I don't recommend licking the blade because you still want a tongue
Yeah.
to eat the brownies. I'm not lying. There's flour and a pinch of salt in there. And we are going to dump this mixture in. Neil, is your mouth watering?
It does. It smells very
Doesn't
good.
it smell good? And it's smooth and creamy. It'll be interesting to see if there is any taste, if you detect any taste difference between this and the gluten-free version. So now you see I'm gently folding.
How do you fold it? Do you fold it in half like a piece of paper and drop it in the pot?
You just fold it in.
Okay, it's folded in. I see no traces of white. Now we are going to fold in
If you say fold in one more time.
1¼ cup of toasted pecans. And like I said, you could do them on the stove or the oven in a baking sheet, on a baking sheet. Get some crunch in there. I prefer a little crunch in my brownies. Now we're going for the pan. And once we have the other cake done with the gluten-free flour, we will bake them at the same time. It'll all be ready at the same time. We're gonna smooth this out evenly in the pan, and it looks chunky and chocolatey, smooth and creamy and shiny. I've preheated the oven to 350, and you're going to put it in the oven uncovered. Okay, they're both going in. Gluten-free and regular. Side by side, partners in crime. Close it, and we're gonna put this at 30 minutes. We'll be right back with some amazing black bean brownies. Okay, we're back, and the brownies are ready to come out of the oven. But first, we're going to double check with 2 different toothpicks to make sure that they come out clean. Ta-da! And here we go. Out of the oven and onto the counter to cool. The brownies are cooked. They smell delicious.
We got Linda's black bean brownies.
Black bean brownies.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, so Neil is going to test them out to see if he can first taste the beans. 2, does he like it? How does it rate as a brownie? And 3, can he tell the difference between the one that has the gluten-free flour in it?
Okay, so maybe I should turn around and not see which piece you cut.
Good point.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to
I'll
try
be
and
back.
cut these. Yeah, okay. I know which one is gluten-free.
Okay.
Can you tell?
Is it either bean free?
No, both have the exact same ingredients. The only difference is one has gluten-free flour in it. And it's only 1/3 of a cup, but
Okay.
A lot of people are like, oh, I won't eat gluten-free, but I mean,
Oh, I don't mind gluten-free.
they've really
Bean brownies.
come a long way. But is that what's scaring you?
Yeah.
Do you think they stink, Neil?
Mm-mm.
Is it dry?
Not at all. It's almost way moister than a brownie should be.
Really?
Mhm.
Actually, I like them frozen. Like it freezes
Oh, wow.
really well, and I'll just like take a square out and eat it frozen because it's like then it has a consistency of fudge.
Oh wow. Okay, that was delicious. Try this other one.
You taste something?
I don't taste it, I sense it.
Really?
Some
The
beans.
texture? Oh, you
Yeah.
sense the beans.
I think so, yeah.
Do you know which one is gluten-free? Do they taste exactly the same?
There's no difference.
Well, the one that you're cutting into now is gluten-free,
Ah,
and that's the one you said you tasted the bean in.
I didn't taste it, I felt it.
You felt it. Let me take a little sample and see if I can, because it could be that I didn't mash it up enough.
It wasn't, like, if I didn't know it was in there, I wouldn't have probably even noticed it.
Do you still sense it as you keep eating? Maybe it was just like a rogue
Little
bean.
lump. It is very good.
I hope it meets up with the hype I gave it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But it is very moist. And actually I find like,
It is really good though. And because the beans are adding protein and they're good for you.
fiber.
Yeah, it's making brownie healthier.
And for the fact that there's only half a cup of sugar in there, coconut sugar, like does it make a difference that
no.
I didn't put 3/4 cup
No,
of sugar?
not at
No,
all.
because the semi-sweet chocolate is sweet in itself.
Yeah. Okay, that was awesome. Thank you, Lynda.
It's a hit.
Yay. All right, so that's it. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And give it a thumbs up if you like this video. And until next time, that's it. That's the deal.
With
Bye.
Neil at 350 degrees. What are we here?
Fahrenheit.
Sorry. But in the States, that would be
Fahrenheit.
Neil. Is it the same?
Yes.
I thought it was different. Oh, well.